Today I am at Frogtown Hobbies in Rossford, Ohio for the Magic Mythic Championship Qualifier. So let's go see what's going on inside. Can you tell us about the event you're hosting today?
So it's a Mythic Championship Qualifier. They're playing the format of Modern, and that's for the game Magic the Gathering. And basically a lot of these people have been playing for several years. They're allowed to play cards going back to 2003. There's a lot of different cards that are banned, and ones that are newly unbanned, and a lot of things that are changing all the time with it. But they're all basically competing for their chance to first place will qualify for the next Mythic Championship. That's kind of like a pro tour or a high-level event where there's $750,000 on the line, and that'll take place in Richmond, and it'll be in a few months.
For those of us who are not familiar with Magic, can you tell us about it?
So Magic the Gathering, myself, I even started when I was in high school. Way back when, and the game is simple at its core and complex the deeper you want to get into it. Essentially, you're a wizard or a planeswalker. You have 20 life points, and you're using spells in your deck to try and defeat your opponent and reduce their life total to 0. A few other caveats of like ways you can win, ways you can play, but that's at its simplest how it works.
If someone wants to know more about the game or Frogtown Hobbies, where can they go to find that?
So there's a lot of different ways that they can learn about the game these days. They can come into the store, and all of our staff is pretty well versed in Magic, and we have welcome decks where people can, there's something that we give away free through Wizards of the Coast, the makers of Magic, and we're also able to walk through it, generally how a game of Magic works. And then really a big one that I point a lot of people in the direction of is Magic Arena, which is their free-to-play digital offering. It's in beta now, and it's super easy to learn. You know, you play the tutorial in less than 5 minutes, you know how to play Magic.
Hi, can you tell us your name and where you are from?
Okay, so my name's Nick Montequilla, and I'm from the Akron-Canton area of Ohio.
How long have you been playing professionally?
So I have been on and off for since about 2010. I took a long break in between, but I've qualified for 3 pro tours in my career.
What brought you out here to play?
So today I came out. I just got back from Pro Tour Barcelona, and I did pretty well there, but not quite good enough to qualify again for Richmond. So I'm really hoping to spike this event and be able to queue for Richmond and see what I can do there.
Can you tell us how you prepared for this event?
So for this event, I tested a lot online and with my playtest group. The Hogak is a really, really big deck, and we're really gunning for it. So I was trying to play something that would have a good matchup against that, but also not be soft to the rest of the field. So I chose Goblins this week.
Can you share one of your favorite experiences while on tour playing Magic?
So I think one of my favorite experiences is just the grind of actually getting to the Pro Tour, like what we're doing today. So I started off playing when I was a younger kid, and I would jam 5 of my closest friends into Honda Civic, and we'd stay at a cheap hotel and grind out PTQs like this and Mythic Championship Qualifiers, and it was really fun. And when we'd go see new cities, and eventually we got pretty good and were able to play around the world. So just that camaraderie of playing with friends and building relationships in the game is really my favorite experience and you know, my biggest takeaway from it for sure.
My name's Andrew Walters. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
My name is Dewey Vu, and I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
My name is Noah Heisinger. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
How many years have you guys been playing Magic?
Going on 8 for me.
A bit over a decade for me.
About 6 years for me.
What makes Magic unique to you?
I play Magic to hang out with my friends, to have a good time, and just to meet new people.
I've always been a big fan of card games and board games, so for me there's a great draw to this game. I wanted to compete to get onto the Pro Tour, and it's a great way to meet new people. A lot of the friends I have at this table are from playing Magic and getting to know them, so it's a great draw.
I am a very competitive person, so this game is good. I also love meeting and hanging out with new friends.
How many competitions have you entered?
I've entered hundreds of competitions over the 8 years, all around the Midwest or Mideast United States.
I don't know. I don't actually have a count, but we've been this year alone. We've been entering a lot of invitational qualifiers, Mythic Championship Qualifiers. We've gone to a lot of opens, and we've also gone to invitationals. So.
Been to dozens of events just all around the Midwest area.
My name is Nick Cowden, and I'm from the Akron-Canton area here in Ohio.
Can you tell us what makes the Magic community so unique?
Lots of different characters. I mean, it's nice. It's where I've built a lot of my friendships and people I play with on a daily basis, but there's just so much to see, and the people that you meet traveling is fantastic.
How long have you been a professional player?
Little over 10 years. I've started traveling to various GPs and events around the U.S., but I think I've been doing it competitively for maybe 8 or 9 years.
I can see you're wearing a Freedom Hobby gaming shirt. Can you tell us about them?
Freedom Hobby and Gaming is a store in my local area that sponsors a few of us to travel to these events, get the name out. It's a fantastic store. They specialize in different board games, different card games, and they do a lot of different things for the community.
What are some of the ways you prepared for today's tournament?
Lots of Magic Online. I get the friend group together every once in a while for the fine testing and traveling to events. I have a car I traveled with here. There's 4 or 5 of us today. But Magic Online is a great way to test when everybody has their off schedules and just tabletop Magic.
So how long have you been a Magic judge?
I've been about 5 years now. I certified around the Theros block. So for those of you familiar with Magic, that's about how long I've been judging. Started out at Star City Games Open, and I did a lot of larger and smaller store level and local level tournaments, and just kept on really liking what I was doing and had a really great time and kept on going more and more into it.
What is the role a Magic judge plays during a tournament?
So there's a few major things that we do. First of all, and most basically, Magic is a pretty complicated game. So having someone there who really understands the rules and really understands what to do if something happens that's against the rules is an important function to have, because it's going to happen a few times in a tournament of any size. Second, the judges are there to make sure everything flows smoothly from a logistical standpoint, so players are playing against the people who they're assigned to play against, players are having all their questions answered, and players are having a good quick round turnover time when we go to the next round.
Could you tell us an interesting Magic card interaction that you can share with us?
Yeah, there was a card in the most recent set called Bag of Holding, and it says whenever you discard a card, you can exile it with Bag of Holding. There's a few other cards with a mechanic called Madness that lets you play the card when you discard them, or if you don't play them, then they go to your graveyard. The way that Bag of Holding is worded, it's really interesting how it interacts with that Madness mechanic, and it turns out that depending on how the player's choice of triggered abilities are stacked, you can either exile it easily and correctly with the Bag of Holding or not be able to, depending on whether you choose the smart way to stack the triggers or the incorrect way.
If someone would like to learn more about Magic or about Magic judges, where could they go to do that?
Well, I have my own Judge YouTube and Twitch channels. You can follow me at Judging FTW. There's also lots of resources out there about how to become a judge. Go to your local game store and ask around if they know a judge in the area that they can put you in touch with.
Congratulations, Tim.
Thank you.
So, can you tell us how you prepared for this qualifier?
I played
burn at my local shop, Hidden Masters, and then I just tune the list based on what I saw there and the decks I saw online.
What kind of deck were you using?
I was using a burn deck. The whole plan is to play the most efficient spells that do the most direct damage to my opponent.
How long have you been playing Magic?
I've been playing for about 15 years.
What is next for you?
Next is getting married and starting a family with my soon-to-be wife. And then that's probably about it. Just settling down. I won't have much time to travel after that, I assume.
Well, thank you for your time today.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks for joining me here at Frogtown Hobbies. Please be sure to like our Facebook page, the Perrysburg Digital Media Club, so you don't miss an interview. Until next time, this is Joshua Danforth reporting for the Perrysburg Digital Media Club.